Fantasy football draft season is almost over. We are 3 days away from the NFL season kicking off. And boys, it's been a hell of a run. We've ranked QBs, running backs, and wide receivers. We've flag planted, we've faded, we've mocked, and we've shared our favorite pick in each round. But there's still one more thing to do. And on today's episode of the Regression to the Mean podcast, we've got fantasy football predictions so ludicrous that you might feel the need to stop watching us altogether. You just hit the unsubscribe button, turn off the notifications, just forget we ever existed. These takes are we'll see. We'll see how ludicrous they are. I'm your host, Shaun Moran, and I am joined by my co-hosts, my good friends, my fellow knowers of ball, Keegan Thompson and Aidan Haller. Keegan, anything new happened since we recorded?
No, nothing crazy. Just, I'm an engaged man now. So
cheers.
Big life event. Yeah, I just got back from Atlanta yesterday. Haven't done much but rot in bed and just reel from what a nice weekend I just had. So it's good. It's good. I'm a grown man now. So
she said yes, right?
She did. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
No, she did said yes.
Congrats.
Yeah, this is just proof for anybody in the fantasy football space that you too can meet a woman.
It's
Anyone
rare.
can do it.
It's rare, but it happens. It happens from time to time. Aidan, did you get proposed this weekend?
No.
Engaged? Did you get engaged this weekend? Did you get proposed?
Did I get proposed?
What the fuck does that mean?
No engagement for myself. Just lots of football. Wrapped up my last redraft drafts. I'm ready. It's full speed ahead. We are ready to embark on another dark fantasy season.
Dark?
I'm kidding. No, it'll be fun, but it's a roller coaster.
What? I had to double check. Dark. Oh my goodness. If you guys have noticing, I moved. I have a new backdrop. I had a crazy weekend. I decided to move on Labor Day weekend. That's always fun. So it was a crazy weekend, but very, very happy to be hanging out with all of you guys.
You guys just had a draft, did you not? You guys both just got out of a draft.
We did just get out of a draft. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was pretty sweet. It's pretty
sweet.
I got
walk into some playoffs pretty easy after I've seen that draft board. No offense to the rest of the group of our friends, but it seems like Aidan and Shaun are shoo-ins for first round buys. Just looking at the board right now.
Yeah, Bijan went 1. That was pretty wild. That was at the 2-hole getting CMC was pretty dope. Not gonna lie. That was
Our guys were got. That's just no other way around it.
I secured Trey McBride, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Jayden Daniels. It was pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with how that went. But enough about our home leagues. I know you guys don't really care about that. The format for today's episode is pretty simple. We have each brought 3 bold, ludicrous, hot predictions takes for the 2024 fantasy football season. And we're going to, go one by one, how we normally do it on this podcast. But before we get these takes off our chest, I just got to say, wow, you guys are nuts. Like over the last 28 days, this channel has seen some insane growth. We're up almost 1,000 subscribers. We've had 82,000 views and over 12,000 hours of watch time, which is around 500 days of time spent with us, which is just surreal. Like it's unbelievable. So seriously, guys, I'm going to be a little sappy here, but thank you. Like this podcast is a labor of love. We say this all the time. Like the other night, after moving into my new place, I had to use the mobile hotspot to edit our sleeper episodes because I didn't have Wi-Fi. I was dog tired. Hannah was looking at me like I was a psychopath. But almost immediately after I posted, I saw a comment from Pearson4068. Last beer and some pizza, and y'all put up a new video before I crash and draft tomorrow. Cheers, lads. Appreciate y'all. That's what we do it for, right, boys? For Pearson4068. So, man, that got me so pumped because at the end of the day, we're doing it for you guys. And we have so much fun, and this kind of growth is validating for us. So seriously, at the end of the day, we do it for the team. We do it for the mean team. And but Keegan, I'm sure there's some new listeners here for the first time viewers. So what should they do, Keegan? If YouTube has just recommended our podcast to the new listeners, new viewers, what should they do?
I asked this last time, and I felt like this is a nice way to approach it, but just give it a listen. If it's your first time watching the regressing
they mean, baby, 10 tizzies.
If it's your first time regressing your mean with us, then just give it a listen. Give it a watch. If you like it, toss a like. If you feel compelled to share an opinion, drop a comment. And if you love it that much, if you've stayed for 10 minutes or you watch the whole video, toss a subscription out there. Make sure you don't miss the next time we put out a video. It's not stopping here. We're not stopping with preseason stuff. We'll come at you 3 times a week with weekend previews, weekend recaps, waiver wire stuff. Heck, we'll even be doing some dynasty stuff along the way to keep you updated on those rosters. So give it a listen. If you like it, toss a like. If you want to stay around for a while and be a part of the larger party that we call the Me Team, throw out a subscription. I'm not going to force you into it. I won't put a gun to your head. Just give us a listen.
Water gun. All right. We have some people that are, gotta be careful. This is YouTube. We don't want to get flagged for anything. Water gun to that. Okay, Keegan.
I'm going to move my camera up, by the way. I just noticed you guys are
why don't you move
so
that
high
up?
up.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
We're in the frame here. Mustache
Nice of you
looking
joining
good,
us.
as always.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, wait. I was so far down.
Oh man.
All right.
This is off the
Dangling
rails.
in this chair. All right, come on. All right. Let's
Look at
go.
You want to hear off the rails? Let's just get into some of these bold predictions. Before we get into it, by the way, I just want to say, these are bold predictions. These are not
Ludicrous.
these will happen predictions. These are just fun fantasy football
they'll happen.
outcomes.
There's a good chance all 9 of these don't happen.
They all happen.
If even one of these hit, then we did our jobs here. But no, we're swinging for the fence with a blindfold on right now. Like it's absolutely going for it right now.
They're lying. These are all going to happen. If they don't, you need to comment. You need to dislike this video. You need to yell at us. For context, Aidan texted me. He's like, Bijan, RB1. And I was like, not hot enough. This needs to be way hotter. You got to turn up the Scovilles on this one, buddy. We need this hotter. And I'm going to kick things off here because I've got a hot take. There's been a lot of talk about Kyren Williams being a punt returner. And man, Blake Corum's going to eat his lunch. It's really stressful. So, at the end of the day, like my bold take is because of all these negative things happening to Kyren Williams finishes as the RB1 in fantasy this season. That's going to happen. I feel like I have cognitive dissonance here with Kyren Williams. Like, what is going on? Last year, the man finished second in expected fantasy points per game and second in fantasy points per game at the running back position. He had 19 expected fantasy points per game. Over the past 3 years, here's a list of the guys who have cleared 19 expected fantasy points per game. CMC, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, fraud Big Ben check down Najee Harris. So that one doesn't count, but again, because he had like 110 targets, but still. And the last of the list is Kyren Williams. It's a pretty elite list to be on outside of the fraud Najee Harris season. And don't laugh because that cannot be used against me on this take. So everyone says Kyren is a volume merchant. And that's true. If you go look at Shaun Siegel's, like I think calls them green zone touches, which just red zone touches and receptions, Kyren was second in the league behind CMC. But however, he was a volume merchant. He was incredibly efficient. Last season, Kyren finished 7th in rush yards over expected, 2nd in rushing efficiency, and 5th in yards per attempt. So sure, he got a ton of volume, but he was excellent with the volume he was given in the 12 games he played in. His comps for next year, if you run the Sims, 2017 Zeke, he finished, let me see here. What did Zeke finish at in 2017?
Every time we hear about the Sims.
20? Ezekiel Elliott in 2017, he finished with, what'd you guys guess? 20 fantasy points per game. His second comp here is none other than Melvin Gordon in 2017, who had 17 fantasy points per game. And his third comp, which is his 5th, but I'm cherry picking, is 2018 Kareem Hunt, who had 20 fantasy points per game. His ceiling projection in the Sims is 20.1 fantasy points per game, which puts him firmly in the Breece CMC A-chain tier. And we're fading him because his coach wants to get him more touches. He's the next Austin Eckler. Shit, guys, he might be Sean McVay's Arian Foster. Let's ride, boys. Let's ride. Kyren, RB1 season. It's not a hot take. It's true. It's
God
happening.
bless you. God bless
outside
you.
of this, outside of the take, because that is scorching hot, spicy hot. But I just can't get over the fact that people are freaking out about the punt return news, and like people are now just being like, "Well, Blake Corum might eat his lunch." It's like we were already drafting Kyren at a discount because of Blake Corum. Like the discount was already in for ADPs and drafts. If we were drafting Kyren like we should have been, he'd be a top 5 pick. We'd be talking about him in the way we talk about Breece, Bijan, and not CMC necessarily, but he should be firmly in that range. But we're already discounting him because of Blake Corum. Like that was never a factor in his draft capital. So if he returns a couple punts, how often do people actually return a punt? There's so many fair catches. Like I think Sean McVay just wants the ball in somebody's hands that he can trust in the beginning of the season until somebody takes over that job. I think people overreact to that way too much.
This one ain't happening. Plain and simple. It's like all the top RBs it's that military meme with all like the military guys like about to breach the door. And Kyren's the one in the clown outfit. Like no, he's not finishing RB1.
No, you can't do that to our guy Kyren. You can't do it. You can't.
Yeah.
You cannot hit him with the with the clown meme. No.
It's Kyren going in the first 2 rounds with Breece, Shaun, CMC.
No.
And JT.
No. Look at this. Look at this run. 38, 20, 14, 24, 16, 30. Kyren's a stud, dude. I get that he's
the volume's
going
to be down. Corum's going to play now. No, but I like it though. No, I like it. It's good data.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean on the data. Don't call me a nerd.
No, last year's data is good. He's not going to replicate it though. They're like firmly on the stance. But let's keep it hot.
Look at the Sims.
Look
at the Sims. Come on. Look at the Sims, Aidan. What are the Sims telling you? You going to listen? Are you going to ignore the Sims?
I'm ignoring the Sims on this one.
All right.
He's gonna
be the running back one.
I'm going with my plums.
The plums say no. Okay. Keegan, you've got another hot take for us. What was this one? What was it? It was pretty spicy, right? What was it?
As hot as it's going to be in September when the Miami football season kicks off, I think Jaylen Waddle is going to outscore Tyreek Hill this year in fantasy football.
Oh, yes.
Jesus Christ, Keegan. Yeah, we're going to lose some followers on that one.
Oh,
no. Look, 2021, wide receiver 13 in PPR. 2022, wide receiver 8 in PPR. Last year, banged up, only wide receiver 34 in PPR. So we're not going to talk about that. But look at the run that Tyreek Hill has also, like, while still playing with Jaylen Waddle. I mean, they both eat in this offense. Also, Vegas implied total this year has Miami Dolphins being like the 7th highest scoring offense this year. So plenty of points to go around in fantasy, plenty of points going on the offense. They still don't really have a third receiving option that gets funneled targets and looks the way that Waddle and Hill does. I think if Waddle's healthy, he's just so explosive. I'm not saying Tyreek isn't anymore, but who knows? Crazier things have happened. What if this is the year?
So is this like a straight up they both play 17 games and Waddle just like becomes the alpha?
I'm not saying who plays more games, but I can't say that. But I'm just saying I'm banking on the fact that Waddle dethrones Tyreek Hill as the number 1 wide receiver in Miami.
Fading the Cheetah's bold, but that's the name of the game tonight.
That's the name of the game. Look, I'm not going to sit here and come on this podcast and tell you I think Jaylen Waddle is going to be a top 16 fantasy wide receiver in PPR this year. I'm going to go full gal brain, and I'm going to tell you he's going to outscore Tyreek Hill.
Damn, when the first sim for Tyreek is AB, and the first sim here for Waddle is Brandon Cooks, it's like, damn, man, that's rough.
The Sims don't know ball.
The Sims are speaking. The Sims are speaking, and we may or may not be listening.
No, we're not listening to the Sims.
Okay,
on this one.
so close our eyes. So Tyreek's got the thumb injury. He's 31 years old. They just restructured his contract, so he'll be around a little bit, right? They gave him an extension. Say he loses a step. This offense takes a step forward. Waddle's entering into his prime, and all of a sudden, like, Tyreek becomes the wide receiver 8 and Waddle becomes the wide receiver 7, right? Like, that's kind of how this breaks.
There you go. That sounds like it's breaking my way. And I'm not going to make this one of those takes where it's like, oh, Tyreek misses time. Like, I told you so. Like, yeah, if they play the same amount of games, that's kind of where my stance is here.
He's had some ceiling games, even with Tyreek, 30 points in 2022, 20, 25. Like, these are game 40. These are games that Tyreek played in. Like, Waddle kind of had a down year last year, and he's still in a down year, scores 198 fantasy points in PPR in 14 games. Like,
dude,
still better
when he was the wide receiver 8 in 2022, he only had 8 touchdowns, and he only had 75 receptions, like 1,100 yards. Like, he just needs a couple more blow-up games, and, like, boom, you're looking at, like, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 4, which is about where Hill is, like, firmly averaging here. I know it's like 2, 6 the past 3 years, but you're looking about close to where he's finishing. But, he had 13 touchdowns last year. 13 Hill did. So some of those break Waddle's way.
Yeah.
Those big plays, though, they're going to keep happening. You just can't keep up with the cheetah, man.
Waddle can. He's actually one of the only people in the NFL who can keep up with the cheetah.
Straight up. And H-Chan.
I
love it. I love it. Yeah, gotta make it about H-Chan. It's like a narcissist. How they always make it about them. As an H-Chanist, it's always making it about H-Chan. Whatever you can.
Look, they're going to score a lot of points this year, and if that workload just changes, or if Waddle becomes the one who's taking some of those plays to the house, like he's just as explosive, just as fast. It's a bold prediction spot, all right? Like we didn't grill Shaun for his Kyren take as hard as I'm getting grilled here for Waddle.
We're not grilling you. We're stress testing it. We're stress testing. We're throwing some stuff at the wall.
I can't wait for Aidan's first take.
I push back a lot harder on Shaun's than yours.
Wait, but before we get to the next take, I just want to get something off my chest. Okay. If you're a veteran with injury history and you're not practicing, who gives a fucking shit? CMC is not hurt. Jaylen Waddle's not hurt. Tyreek Hill's not hurt. Guys, they're just not practicing in meaningless practices. Get it through your head. Like, it is just driving me nuts. Tyreek Hill is fine. Jaylen Waddle is fine. Stop stressing about these guys not practicing for the last couple weeks. Ugh, I just had to get it off my chest, man. It's driving me nuts.
It's driving me nuts.
It's driving me nuts. Aidan, Kyren's the RB1. Jaylen Waddle's going to take Tyreek's lunch. What is take 3 here?
So we're breaking records. We've got our first record being broken take. I am predicting. I am actually absolutely confirming it is a lock here. Jayden Daniels is going to break the single season rushing yards record for a QB. For the record, that is 1,206 yards by none other
just
than
a rookie, like a QB.
Anyone. So 1,206 yards by Lamar Jackson just a couple of years ago. But if you close your eyes, it's really not all that hard to picture. He averaged 94 yards on just over 11 carries in college. College and the pros are different. If you extrapolated his, yardage and attempts here, he would have had 1,600 yards last year in college if he played 17 games. So obviously, he probably won't average 94 yards a game on the ground. But to add to that, Washington's going to have a bottom 5 line in the NFL.
Oh, so bad. Center,
left guard, and left tackle are all new starters. They've got, a right guard and right tackle that are fine. But, this guy's going to be running for his life. I don't think it's insane. Like, I think he gets to 1,000 pretty easily. 1,200 is right there. If he stays healthy and plays 17 games, he's breaking Lamar's record.
So he's gonna rush for the most yards ever in a season. Justin Fields almost did it in 12 games 2 years ago in 2022, right?
Yeah.
How many yards did Fields rush for?
Like 11 something.
I see a lot of similarities between Jayden and Justin. I think Jaden's probably a better passer, but I don't know how fast of a processor the guy is. Yeah, Justin in 15 games rushed for 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. Yeah, man, I think Jayden is gonna run a lot. I think Jaden's gonna. Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna have a choice. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have a choice. That line's gonna suck, especially on the left side there. So, yep, he's breaking the record.
How many rushing attempts did Lamar have?
Let me see. Here. That year,
Let's see.
He had 176.
I don't think they're going to run a ton of design stuff with Jayden. I think Jaden's just going to be scrambling for his life because of how bad that offensive line is.
Which is perfect. But I think it'll be designed to, especially
Which is perfect for this crazy bold take.
Aidan saw it happen in Chicago, and he's all game for it.
No, we want chaos. We want chaos.
Dude, I could see it. I really could. I feel like
that is such a high number.
But it doesn't. But like, not really. It's like if you divide
go look at the rushing leaders from last year at the RB position. The ones getting designed runs.
Jayden needs 70 yards a game to do that.
That's insane.
But you figure he's going to have a couple big ones where he goes for, over 100 multiple times, I think. So then it's like, we're okay with a 30 or 40 spot here and there. I think he gets it done.
Well, remember in college, so Jayden rushed for 1,100 yards last year in college, and they count sack yards against quarterbacks in college. So He probably rushed for like legit 1,500 yards.
There was 7 running backs last year who averaged 70 yards a game. Just 7. David Montgomery, Devon Achane, Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyren Williams.
And Jayden Daniels.
And that's like
Kyren.
With no minimums and stuff.
Kyren, he's on that list.
He can just call his own number. It's awesome. It's like, if I want to run, I'm going to run. Like, it's like David
Road to
Montgomery
glory.
rushes when Dan Campbell allows it. Whereas, Jayden Daniels says, I'm going to run now. And he runs.
I could see it. I totally could see it. I
So
could
far,
see
that's
him
the least crazy one.
well, no. Kyren was the RB2 last year. Come on.
NFL record.
Come on.
All right, Shaun, back to you. Hot take number 2. What's in the oven?
Oh, this one is. I think this one's going to come out perfect. I think if I were going to get this graded by Gordon Ramsay on like a souffle, he would have said, "This is fantastic. You chefed up a hell of a take here." And that is, this year's CJ Stroud is none other than Drake Maye, quarterback for the New England Patriots. So, guys, hear me out here. I'm going to paint a picture. Last season, CJ Stroud, he walks into this Texans team with a banged up offensive line. His head coach is a first-time defensive-minded head coach. He's dealing with a first-time play caller in Bobby Slowick. He has complete unknowns at wide receiver. His tight end is known, but pretty mid. And he was the quarterback in one of the worst perceived offenses in football. Does that sound familiar between CJ Stroud and Drake Maye? Because that's basically the same. Basically the same situation, guys. It's like literally the same.
Well, you're ignoring so many things. Like,
what am I ignoring?
About how
Drake Maye isn't starting to start with, so we could start there.
Come on. Well, Drake Maye won the competition. Drake Maye won the competition, but they were so afraid of getting him hurt because of this offensive line, which I think is complete nonsense. Play your best players. Quarterbacks are cheap for 4 years. Get the most out of his development and try and win some games. Like, stop playing boomer ball. This is modern NFL. Like, come on, play the guy. The great ones prevail.
That's what we think, but like, he's not going to play for at least a couple of weeks. Like, he can't have a CJ season and not play 17.
CJ didn't play 17. CJ played like 15. He got hurt with that rib injury. He missed like 3 or 4 games. So he clearly could play that season.
2. I don't think he's starting after 2.
Let me pull up CJ's.
Wait, I also
problem is there's also
Shaun,
no Nico Collins, and there's no
Nico Collins was not okay. Nico Collins was a 4th-round pick out of Michigan who hadn't done much in his first 2 years. Tank Dell was a 4th-round pick who's diminutive and small. We've got a talented and diminutive slot receiver here in Pop Douglas. We've got a talented X-wide receiver drafted in the 4th round who's a speed score freak in Javon Baker. And we've got a steady
Javon Baker's not going to play in a Patriots uniform this year if he gets in trouble one more time. He's already in the doghouse for live ranting on Instagram about a speeding ticket.
I hate speeding tickets. I didn't watch it.
That's
so
not
I don't
the
know what he
Patriot
said.
way, dude.
Shaun,
I don't know what he said, but
so are you saying CJ Stroud is going to be the top scoring rookie QB then if he's this year's CJ Stroud?
You mean Drake Maye?
Drake Maye, sorry. He's going to be the top scoring rookie QB.
Yes. Yeah, he is. When he plays.
Okay. I'm out.
Yeah.
I just had to get clarification. Yeah, no, I'm firmly out. That's a doom for me. That's a doom.
It's a doom.
That's doom.
Boom.
Yeah,
No, we're not bringing that.
That's a double choke chocolate cookie.
Stop. No.
All right. Keegan,
He's doing it. He's doing it.
Keep it on,
He's
man.
doing
What do
it.
we got
Wait,
here?
This man, Aidan's hosting now. He's like, I gotta get. I'm over this. This man took the mic. All right, Keegan. This podcast is so off the rails right now. Okay. Keegan, hot take number 2. So ludicrous that people are going to unsubscribe. What do you got here?
This year's tight end 1 is none other than Kyle Pitts.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Look, is it really all that crazy to think that Kyle Pitts could just come back and be like the tight end 1 out of nowhere? I mean, his rookie year, he's tight end 6 with 1 touchdown. He was tight end 6 with 1 touchdown on the year. That's it. You bump that number up a little bit, and look, there's no Kelsey this year going off for 300 points at the tight end position.
Not the Sims.
Look, in the past couple of years, there's only been 2 tight ends that have eclipsed like 250 points or more. It's typically Mark Andrews and Travis Kelsey. That happened in 2021 when Kyle Pitts was tight end 6. In 2022, the top scoring tight ends are Travis Kelsey and TJ Hawkinson, and it was about a 100-point difference. Like, the bar for what the average tight end one score, like total points on the year, is about like 220 points, which is somewhere around 13 to 14 points per game, which Kyle Pitts can easily do if you just bump his touchdown numbers up. And on top of that, Kirk Cousins comes into town. He's thrown for at least 400 yards or 4,000 yards in 7 out of his 9 seasons as a starter. He's literally delivered a catchable ball at about 80% clip on his seasons. Last year, he peaked out at like 81.4% on catchable targets. That was just behind Dak Prescott for the league lead. For the record, this is another stat. This is some stuff I pulled for Fantasy Points data suite. Atlanta's quarterbacks threw an accurate pass on just 72.3% of the time last season. 30th in the league for a catchable throw. So now we're going to plug in Kirk Cousins, who's a perennial 4,000-yard passer. We're going to take the freak 4.45, 6'3" tight end, and we're going to give him a capable quarterback who's already had a top 6 tight end season as a rookie. He's already eclipsed 1,000 yards. And you think he can't firmly immerse himself into a tight end one campaign when his only real target competition is Drake London?
Do not forget the Moon Man. Do not.
I'm forgetting about the Moon Man.
Bijan's going to have more receiving yards than Kyle Pitts has next year.
That's a spicy take.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
I'm actually kind of with Keegan on this take. I don't think it's like the craziest thing for Kyle Pitts to be tight end one. He's definitely going to have more yards. He's definitely going to have more receiving yards than Bijan.
Bijan had more receiving yards than he did in 2022, and he had slightly less than he had in 2023. What if there's like a non-zero chance that this guy sucks? Like
Kyle Pitts?
Correct.
No. Oh, you've gone too far. No.
Shaun smiled when he said
correct.
that.
Yeah, no. He listen.
Correct,
He's trolling. He is trolling.
Trey McBride's target comps got harder this year. Sam Laporta is going to have more competition. Kyle Pitts has a legit opportunity to explode this year, and everybody's just burned by him because the past couple of years of Arthur Smith and like having to deal with their shitty quarterback rooms.
I don't think
get this off my screen.
He's had 2 more career passing touchdowns in 3 years than 33-year-old Jimmy Graham had last year. 2 more.
You know what happens, Shaun? You know what we name this pod after? Typically things regress. They regress to the mean. That's the whole point of this podcast.
I like this one, Keegan.
Thank you.
I'll go down on this one with you. This is 2 to 1.
Kyle Pitts, tight end 1. Book it.
By the way,
he's 23 years old. He's 23.
He is 23 years old.
Already gone for 1,000.
In the financial industry, you have to, when you make a stock pick, you have to disclose that you own the shares. Aidan just drafted him in a league that we're in, and Keegan's had him in Dynasty for 3 years. So we need to disclose some bad
Who cares?
Here.
Put it in the paperwork. File it down in the paperwork. Keegan owns 1 single share of Kyle Pitts. 1. That's it.
I have 1 singular share as well.
Yeah, 1 singular share. Yeah,
and he's on my bench.
Paper.
He's on my bench too because I don't trust him. He has to earn his way back into my good grades.
Look, all I'm saying is crazy things have happened.
Taysom outscores him next year.
Get that off my screen.
Stop.
I don't have control over the screen, so I feel like I'm getting.
Man, I like that one.
I feel like I'm getting doofed on by the screen. He gets to put up whatever he wants.
He could have a 2019 Austin Hooper season. That's not bad.
The Sims aren't accounting for many
Sims
things.
Aren't accounting.
Yeah.
The Sims don't understand us on this one.
You're right. The Sims don't understand vibes, and his vibes are horrendous. He had to learn a new position this offseason, even though he's been in the league for 3 years. Like, what the fuck?
Let's cut it out.
Can we get one positive report? Can we get one positive report on Kyle Pitts? Everything I've heard is like,
he made some awesome catches.
Hey, man, I was nice about your takes. All right, you're taking it too far. It's bold predictions, man.
All right, let's keep it bold.
This man, let's give him the mic. He's so ready. Let's keep it moving.
Dude, let's keep this thing moving, boys. We got it.
All right.
We got it. These are bold. And we got another bold one. Here. Coming out of New York. It is not Keegan's team, but they do share the same stadium. We've got Malik Nabers, baby, leading the NFL in receptions this year.
That's
right.
Crazy.
Malik Nabers in his rookie year is going to lead the NFL in receptions. If you think how many does he need to do that? We're probably looking at somewhere in the 120 to 130 range. CD was 135 last year. JJ was 128 the previous year. Cup 145 is a bit higher than the usual numbers, but probably found about 120, 130 catches. We're strictly just going off the fact that everyone else in that wide receiver room is complete dookie. It's
Wandale erasure. We will not allow a Wandale
terrible.
erasure.
This guy is going to see 10 targets a game. It's going to be short stuff, long stuff, screens, touch passes. I think it is going to be an absolute barrage of targets. I'm not sure yet how catchable all of them are going to be.
Ooh, good word. I like that. Barrage.
Thank you. That was good. We on RTM, we've got good words. So I just think he's getting so
good
many
words.
targets.
He uses a great adjective and then just immediately says good.
Good words over here. No, this one's up to Daniel Jones in determining how catchable are these passes. So I think he's going to be consistently getting behind the defense. It's just a matter of, can our new bearded Daniel Jones supply catchable targets? But if he can, I don't think this is crazy at all. 10 targets a game is pretty well in the realm of possibilities with our guy Malik Nabers. What are we looking at Mike Vick here for?
We're looking at some Dan Jones. We're looking at some Dan Jones Sims right now.
I was like, dude, what am I
This
looking
is pretty sweet. Cap, Mike Vick. These are his comps. This is
Cordell Stewart.
What was it? They called him Vanilla Vic, right? Wasn't that his nickname?
Dude, get out of here, dude.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of on board with this one because I think straight up.
Okay.
I think Malik Nabers. Look, you have Malik Nabers bags. Deal with it. I think straight up Malik Nabers is going to see a 35% target share. I think this team passes more than a lot of people expect. I think they'd much rather, because Dable's a good OC. I think he'd much rather get the ball in Nabers' hand over Devin Singletary's hand, even though he loves motor Singletary, but. Yeah, dude, I could easily see Malik Nabers having a 35% target share in an offense that's neutral in pass rate. So I think he could lead the league in targets. Now, how many catches does he come up with?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the question. Because he played a quarter and a half with Daniel Jones, and he saw 6 targets for 54 yards. He could easily clear 8 to 10 targets per game in that offense. So it's more of is he able to convert it? Keegan, you just drafted Malik Nabers. Are you that high on him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion that they're just going to pepper him with a 45% target share. The ball's not going to go anywhere else, and it's going to be the most painful experience in the world, but he's going to end up with 17 points a game, hopefully.
It's going to be the Garrett Wilson. It's called the Garrett Wilson.
No, he's going to get the Garrett Wilson treatment, for sure.
But Daniel Jones is way better than Zach Wilson was. Way better.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. 168 targets and 95 catches is criminal.
Yeah.
That should be illegal.
That's what it's going to be like.
Oh, God.
Okay, so it's lead the league in targets, right?
No, receptions.
He's leading the league in receptions.
Oh my God.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty
man.
work.
Yeah. Get used to
it. Deal with it. Deal with it. I like that one. So I think Aidan's kicking our ass with the hot takes. He's got Jayden leads the league in rushing. Malik
breaks
Nabers,
the single season record.
Let's not downplay. He said breaks the single season record,
which would likely imply that he leads it as well. He has to.
At the quarterback position,
unless more than one people break. Unless someone else does it with him.
Unless Drake Maye does it.
Okay.
And I mean, Keegan's definitely losing. I think Aidan's got the best. I've got the second best. Keegan's at the bottom here.
Man, you guys told me we were doing a bold prediction podcast. And I came in here with bold predictions. And you guys were like, the RB2 from last year could be the RB1 of this year.
No, I was with you on Pitt.
The rookie with no target competition is going to get 180 targets and 120 receptions.
I'm probably Team Keegan over Team Shaun.
Put your nuts on the table and say something you stand for, all right?
I stand for it. Drake Maye is going to be Rookie of the Year, and Kyren Williams is going to be RB1. I stand 10 tizzies. Come on.
Christ.
The guy who could be QB1 in any previous class ends up being the best rookie quarterback on the year. Yeah, give me a break, dude. Show me something crazy, would you?
Well, this one's not that crazy, but I'm gonna get to my next take here. I think this one's pretty solid. I don't know how hot this is, but my take here is that this year's Josh Jacobs is none other than Najee Harris.
Ooh, crazy take, man.
Hear me out. Tinfoil hat time, guys, because the similarities are crazy. And this is 20.
The sim.
No. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. We're gonna promote you up the ranks. And remember, this is the year that Josh Jacobs plays 17 games, rushes for 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. He finishes the RB3 and he has 330 points scored that year that Josh Jacobs had. So here's some similarities between Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. So in 2022, the Oakland Raiders denied Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. Leading up to 2022, he had cleared 1,000 yards in every year of his career. This was going to be Jacobs' last year with the team that drafted him, and he was considered a wasted first-round pick. It was his first year in Josh McDaniels' offense. He was drafted as the RB20. In 2024, Najee Harris had his fifth-year option declined. He has cleared 1,000 rushing yards in every year of his career. He has been considered a bust first-round pick out of Alabama. It is his first year in Arthur Smith's offense. He is drafted as the RB22. Josh Jacobs averaged 19 fantasy points per game. He was the RB3. He was an All-Pro. Najee Harris is going to be an All-Pro in 20.
Okay, so is that the take? I'm trying to figure out like what I'm either like refuting or going for. Okay, so he's
top three running back. Top three running back. All-Pro. Najee Harris. He's doing it.
All right.
All-Pro.
Yep, he was Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs was an All-Pro, so I got to stand on 10 toes. He's going to be an All-Pro. He's going to rush for 1,600 yards. He's going to do the Josh Jacobs.
Crazy enough, Najee has been a top 3 running back, but I can't stand in your corner on this one. I have been drafting a ton of Najee, but that's not the outcome that I'm expecting. I'm probably looking at like running back 15, which is I'd be pretty happy with a round 6 running back. Keegs?
It's just not bold. I mean, like, yeah, it's fine. It's just not that bold.
1,600 yards, the running back 3, Najee Harris is an All-Pro. This man has been 3 yards in a cloud of dust his whole career, and he's going to be an All-Pro.
One thing Arthur Smith does really well, and it's design like a really nice run game.
But what about Jaylen Warren? What about?
He's got hammies already. His ham and cheeses are a little busted already.
Dude,
the season hasn't even started.
The Scorderell and Justin Fields design touches in the red zone are going to send me out of my window. It's going to be unbelievably painful,
nope,
dude. It's
because he's got Najee. He's going to ride him. This was going to happen. You guys, all the smoke
bold,
screens.
I guess. It's bold. It's bold. It's bold. It's just not that bold.
It takes.
I'm a little self-conscious about my boldness right now. I thought I was pretty bold. RB3, 1,600 rush yards for Najee in a crowded backfield. That's crazy.
Running back who's already had 1,000 yards on the ground 3 times, does it one more, but adds another 600. Oh,
that's a big 600. That's like close. That's close to like a 40% increase.
Keegan's going to HR. He's not thrilled with that.
All right, Keegan. What's your hot take then?
Well, this one's not that hot.
Yeah, what is it?
It is team no bias.
What is it?
It is team no bias for sure. Breece Hall has the CMC season and has 20 total touchdowns.
Oh, the RB2 finishes as the RB1. Okay.
No.
Did I do it right?
See how I prefaced this? You didn't do that right. I said he has the CMC season.
You didn't do that right.
20 total touchdowns, which would put him around 390 fantasy points on the year.
That's pretty hot. That's a great year. It's definitely in his range of outcomes. That's a pretty great year. So how does he do it? Does the Jets O-line stay healthy? What happens?
Dude, we're going to have a top 5 offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is going to dump off the ball a ton to Breece Hall. He's going to get in the end zone 13 times on the ground. He's going to catch 7 touchdowns.
I don't know.
It's really not that crazy.
I don't know about the O-line. I think Breece Hall could lead the league in rushing. 21 touchdowns.
Our backup swing tackle is a top 10 pick who was arguably a top 2 tackle prospect. Like, that's our backup swing tackle if anything happens.
This would be insane because I think the Jets scored 23 touchdowns total last year.
Yeah. They are the 13th highest scoring projected offense in the NFL by Vegas odds right now. Like, that's a lot of room to work with. Their implied points per game are about 24 points a game. Like, that's huge. They're going to score a lot more touchdowns this year.
Yeah, this is crazy. They scored 22 total touchdowns. So you're saying
you can't think about
Scripps scored 21 touchdowns last year.
He says
and
you can't.
And Breece is going to total the entire Jets year last year.
We've talked about this. You cannot compare. They're not even the same team. They're just completely different on paper. Our whole offensive line is different. Like, you're assuming Aaron Rodgers plays football this year. Mike Williams is our wide receiver 2 instead of freaking Alan Lazard. You know, there's no Mekhi Becton, being overweight on the offensive line. Hopefully Elijah Vera Tucker is healthy again. We have an all-pro at left tackle in Tyron Smith. Like, everything should be better this year. You got to throw it all.
Keegan might be on
last year's offense. You can't compare last year's offense.
Keegan's saying he's going to go. His biggest sim comp is 2019 and 2020.
Enough
Dalvin
with
Cook.
the Sims, dude. The Sims
now
can't
this
kind of do the vibes.
This kind of backs you up. Dalvin Cook scored 16 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown in 2020, and they're saying that's his comp, and that's his second graded comp for next year.
That works for
20
you.
touchdowns.
The Sims are on your side, Loki.
Yeah, okay. The Sims are cool.
Sims are chill.
I love that he reminds me of Dalvin Cook so much. Breece Hall.
I just don't see that.
What do you mean, man? Like the one cut go, good pass catcher, super explosive.
What do you mean, man? That was good.
Yeah, I just don't see that.
All right,
on to the next one.
Yeah, I'm into it. We're taking this thing home. This one's probably not as spicy too, but the first 2 were spicy. I've got Derrick Henry going for 20 plus touchdowns, which we probably should have thought this one out because those are pretty similar. I've got Derrick Henry rushing for 20 touchdowns, not total rushing.
That's
pretty
completely
spicy.
Different than what I said.
That's pretty spicy.
Rushing, not 20 total. It's rushing for 20.
That's
rushing
crazy.
Somehow this is your spiciest one yet.
That's crazy.
No, this is bottom. No, this is the least spicy.
That'd be career high. His career high in touchdowns is
Gus
18.
Edwards walked into 13, and that dude's a bag of bones compared to Derrick Henry, man. This guy is gonna absolutely clean up in Baltimore.
Bag of bones is crazy.
No, Gus is not a good running back. It was just inside the 3, just pretty much just pushing Gus Edwards. No, I think you can get 20. I think. No, don't show me him right now, dude. 4, oh my God, no. Yeah, no, not good. 20 touchdowns.
Nice.
So yeah,
for the ACL tear.
17. Dude, it's gonna be pretty easy for him. It's gonna at least 1 a week. Maybe that's the take 2. He scores at least 1 touchdown every single week.
A touchdown a week?
Every single week. Yeah. No, add it. It's a BOGO. Yeah, 1 every single fucking week.
I haven't had an Aidan BOGO in a long time.
Wow.
It's a BOGO.
But no, that would mean 2 touchdowns a week, right? You buy one, get one? Or
no, it's a BOGO take here. We're getting 20 total touchdowns and 1 every single week.
I'm sorry, dear listeners. I shortchanged you.
All right.
That was a BOGO.
All right, Aidan, I've got something for you. If that's going to be your bold take of the year, promo code RTM on Underdog, you get up to $100 deposit match when you sign up using RTM. Every week you have to take the Derrick Henry higher on touchdowns.
I'll do it.
And for our listeners that are new to the channel, you can fade them on Underdog when you sign up.
I'll do it every single week.
RTM.
I'll do it every single week, and I'll
you can take the lower on Derrick Henry's touchdowns.
I might be able to fund us an office by the time we get to week 18, dude. It's gonna be so sick.
If you bet a Derrick touchdown, a Derrick Henry ATD and just rolled it every week, you'd be a millionaire.
I'm gonna do it too, Keegan. I think that's phenomenal.
Every week.
That's phenomenal, Keegan. I'm doing it starting with week 1. This Thursday, I get to start on Thursday responsibly.
Just remember promo code RTM when you sign up on Underdog for your pick'em slip.
That's true.
That episode.
I got some rapid fire ones that I want to get off real quick.
Oh wow, he said,
bonus.
"Let me get the mic. I'm going for it."
I've got some bonus ones that were a little bit crazier that I didn't really want to rip off.
Start with Rico.
Rico, you already have it pulled up. Rico Dowdle, top 15 running back. Who's with you? Is that crazy? It might be crazy.
I'm good.
Look, they're the 5th highest scoring projected offense by Vegas this year, and he's got the ghost of Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott competing for touches. They have Jake Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb. Who else is going to score touchdowns for them? Their offense could be just as good as it was last year, and somebody's got to stumble into the end zone for them eventually. And why not Rico Dowdle, man? There's nobody else there.
Yeah, no. I'm good.
I've got another one.
I got Robert Turbin is the first one that comes up.
Who is Stephon Taylor?
I have no idea. But hey, look, 16 is legit though. Like that's a great ceiling for Dowdle just off the jump, like out of nowhere. Like that, he's a great late round pick. So Keegan, that's a fun one.
Josh Palmer goes for 1,100 plus yards this year.
Speaking my language.
I don't think that's too hot either, man.
I don't think that one's crazy, but
I don't think that's crazy.
Herbert has almost supported 1,000-yard receiver in every one of his seasons since he joined the NFL.
I don't think this is crazy.
I already said the Breece one. Rashad Bateman has 8+ touchdowns this year.
I love that. I won't quit him.
In the CFL?
No, America.
Oh, America. Okay, cool.
Look, dude, he's got 4 career touchdowns. 4 career touchdowns.
So he's going to double it in one season. Oh, I like
correct.
That.
Wow,
I'm in
a player that Kyle Pitts has scored
nuts.
more touchdowns than Rashad Bateman. That's rough.
Don't ever talk about Kyle Pitts the way you talked about him again today. That was so mean. Like, I wish I could tell Kyle how mean you were. I had a similar one to Aidan, but it was Anthony Richardson breaks the single season quarterback rushing touchdown record.
What is it, like 15? What is it?
Yeah. Josh just said it, right?
Right? It was like,
yeah,
like roughly
15's doable. For my JT shares, I hope not, but yeah, it's totally doable.
No, I think it's doable.
And then, I already said the Jaylen Waddle one. Yeah, that was it. Those were my rapid fires.
You guys got one. So when Jaylen Waddle inevitably strains his oblique, I think Malik Washington has a borderline Puka season for the Dolphins.
Yeah, you put that in our group chat, and I was like, that came out of nowhere, and like that would be so hard to do.
Yeah,
because someone would have to get hurt.
Puka had an
both of them would have to get hurt for him to put up 1,400 receiving.
Probably both of them. Probably
and Achan. Achan would probably have to get hurt too.
Not Achan again.
Get in there and make it about you. Look, all I gotta say here is Malik Washington had just an absurd 2023. Plays for a shitty Northwestern team, joins Virginia as a 5th-year super senior, and the entire offense runs through him. He goes for 1,400 yards, 110 catches, and 9 tutties. That's insane.
So it's okay when Malik Washington does it, but when Xavier Legette does it, it's all Fred Sirens, huh?
I've turned around on Legette, but also Malik Washington was a 6th-round pick. XL was a 1st-round guy. I was kind of out on XL until the videos of his accent, and I was like, yeah, I'm not fading this guy. That guy's unbelievable.
Oh, here's another good one. Xavier Legette leads all rookie wide receivers in receiving yards this year.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I couldn't even get it out of my mouth.
Whoa, that's nuts.
He's got the little dwarf throwing it to him. That's not happening. No way.
Hey.
All right. That's it, though. Those are some spicy ones that I had in the chamber.
Shaun, any other bonus ones for you? I unloaded the clip. I didn't have any bonus ones.
I've got some, but it's all based around the Philadelphia Eagles being terrible. Like,
then let's.
I don't want to hear that.
Kellen
Moore stinks. Saquon Barkley's a bust. Well, I think the receivers will be fine.
Is the MVP this year.
That'd be rough for Saquon shares if Jalen's the quarterback. I mean, Jalen's the MVP. That's about it. Go Niners.
It was good to get all those off my chest, honestly. I feel relieved now that I've got
Let's track these throughout the year and see how we do here.
Whoever had the worst takes gets booted off the podcast. It's over.
And you're fired. I've been locked out of the company equipment.
It's like Jamal Adams where he couldn't get into the Jets facility.
Yeah, I can't sign into my RTM laptop anymore. What happened, Aidan?
Hey, guys, we should stop making so many jokes. That guy might get annoyed in the comments. He might not like it.
No more banter. We're not allowed to banter.
This guy said, stick to making content. You're not comedians. Like, Jesus Christ.
Get in the sweatshop and tell me who to draft, buddy. Okay.
Who the fuck am I taking at the 3rd turn?
Spend more time in the spreadsheets, all right?
Chop, chop. Put another mock draft out, glasses, boy.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
You're a monkey, Derek. Oh, man. Okay, this episode was supposed to be quick. 51 minutes later. Aidan, anything to say to the mean team before we jump?
Responsibly. Always responsibly. Bears -4.5 this week. Bears -4.5. Responsibly.
Oh, yeah. Let's ride. Go Bears. Go Bears.
Responsibly.
Keegan, next time we record,
We're having a face-off week 1. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jets Niners. Let's see how this goes.
that's
We might
fun.
record later in the week. I don't know what our plans.
Oh yeah,
Keegan
we should
and I-
probably update. I don't know if you want to put this at the beginning or the middle of the episode, but we are going to be gone for your bachelor party this weekend. I feel like our recording schedule is going to be a little wonky heading into week 1. So we should just establish that with the mean team. We're not going to have a preview out, most likely.
Probably not.
We're going to
No
have
week
full
one-
takes.
Yeah,
There will be no week
stuff.
1 preview.
Week 2 and on are firing, waivers.
I don't know
previews,
if
milk,
yeah.
jail, all of it.
Milk jail. we'll probably do a
update
week
the folks
one
on
reactions.
Twitter.
We'll probably do
Yeah.
a week 1 reactions, and we'll do a waiver. We'll probably have 4 episodes next week, and then we'll figure out what we do rest this week. But yeah, we got to go to the desert, play some beer die, and have a good time. It's gonna be fun. We'll miss you, Aidan.
Tough
won't be the
life, I
same.
know. I'll be there in spirit, boys.
All right,
All right, fellas.
that was a good time, boys. I'm gonna sign off now because I keep waiting for Aidan to
I was
host.
like,
I keep waiting for
yeah.
Aidan to host. Aidan's been
Yeah.
hosting this episode.
I thought
You
you
wanna
wanted
Get
to
us
take it
out of
out?
here, Shaun.
I just
Get
have
us
it.
out of here.
You want to
Take
take
us
us
home.
out? You want to take us out? Okay.
No, it's your
All right,
turn.
everybody. Thank you for joining. Until next time.